July 7th, 2012. It's been a while since I've written in my diary, but life has been boring and uneventful for the most part. But you know what they say, be careful what you wish for, right? I'm not the kind of person who likes to complain, even when there is a reason for it. I guess I'm just too laid back, as many friends have told me. But there's a line you have to draw somewhere, and it's getting drawn every day now. I've been living in my apartment, room 1302, for only 2 weeks, and already things are more than unpleasant. This is a nice area, and most of the time, things have been nice and quiet, except at night. For reasons unknown, music has been blaring late at night, around 12 to 2 a.m. in the morning. I can hear people talking, and at some point there's yelling too, most likely in some drunken stupor of celebration. It was exasperating. The music would just continuously play, keeping me up and causing me to lose 2 hours of sleep every single night. I'm really hoping this is just some summer phase. July 21st, 2012. This is getting really bad. Now am I not only losing sleep once the music starts, but I can't fall asleep initially either. I know once I lay my head down, I'll be startled awake by that stupid blaring music coming from only God knows where. The problem is, my apartment is smack dab in the middle of my building, with neighbors above, below, and on each side of me. And as apartments go, the acoustics can be quite strange. I can never really tell exactly where the music is coming from. I just really wish summer would be over soon. August 22nd. I finally had it, and contacted the apartment office the next morning to voice my complaint. Summertime is pretty much over, and that horrible ruckus is still going on. This is apparently a permanent thing, and I just can't take it. My lack of sleep is taking its toll. The receptionist said they'd gladly look into it, but would be harder to track down, considering I didn't know where it was coming from. I wanted to check myself, but honestly I'm just too chicken to confront people. Due to that fact, they would just contact all the people around me and ask if they were hearing any loud music being played at that time. They said it would take a total of 3 weeks to get the word out, get responses, and see what they could do. I understood, so I gave it time. September 9th. I had an especially hard day at work, and decided I was going to find these idiots and tell them myself they need to turn their stupid music down, or off completely, or else I'd have the cops coming to shut them down. Of all the hours they could do this. So I walked around until I was able to locate the source of the noise. It was above me and 2 doors down to the right, and that's where I found room 1307. At the door, it was obvious that this is where the music was coming from. I knocked, but there was no answer. 3 hard knocks later, there was still no answer, and the music and noise just continued on. Finally, I just yelled, "Hey, shut your music off. I can't get any sleep and you're bothering me and everyone else." Moments later, I was surprised to hear the apartment door behind me open up, and a man poked his head out the door. "Hello?" he said, looking at me. He looked groggy, and none too pleased. "Hey, can you believe these people? They've been playing their music so much, I'm losing sleep over it, and I'm trying to get a hold of them, but they won't answer. Have you guys, or anyone else around here, complained?" The man looked around, as if trying to think of someone. "Crazy people," the man muttered, and then shut the door. I shook my head, irritated at why he was being so unhelpful. I tried again to get someone to answer the door, but to no avail. So defeated, I walked back to my apartment, to yet another sleepless night. September 15th. I received a call from the office stating they'd looked into the matter, but no one else has complained or mentioning any loud noises from the building. I told them the room number, hoping now I could get something out of it. After checking the records, she said that there was no one occupying that apartment. It had been that way for quite some time. I told her to check again, because there must be some mistake. Maybe people were breaking in and using it as a party spot, because there was definitely music and noise coming from there. She said that there's nothing else that she could do for me. I was so stressed out by all this, I decided to go to a gun range and shoot some targets to let off some steam. The last time I'd used my gun was right before I moved here. Strangely, I can't seem to find my gun anywhere. I must have misplaced it during the move. September 20th. I decided to look into the matter myself, knocking on room 1307's door at different times of the day, but still haven't gotten any response. Strangely, no one seemed to be home except when they were having their parties. This only concluded my theory of them using it as a party spot. Otherwise, the lights were all off and no signs of life could be seen inside. Odd, but it was probably just some stupid college kids who were out all the time. September 21st, 2012. I decided to check police records on the apartment to see if someone filed a complaint through the police and not the apartment. I wasn't totally crazy, because I did find reports, but it was nothing like I'd expected. Roughly 2 years ago, there were tenants living there, as the receptionist had told me. Much like my experience, the tenants there like to party, and party late into the night, usually starting around 12 a.m. Multiple noise complaints were filed with the apartment, and little was done to stop the problem. One night, a nearby resident got so frustrated, he entered the apartment and threatened to shoot someone if they didn't turn the music off and stop the noise immediately. He was only met with drunken replies to go away, which included the tenants of the apartment. This infuriated him so much that he returned 10 minutes later with a gun and began shooting everyone, starting with the renters there. 5 people were killed by him until he was shot himself and killed by one of the partygoers who happened to have a firearm on his person. The police investigated and found that the shooter was a resident that lived close to them by the name of Daniel Kirby, who had apparently written a diary which detailed all the events leading up to the shooting, stating that he was so angry because he was losing sleep over all the noise. I was immediately freaked out and decided that I was losing it, because my name was Daniel Kirby. I rubbed my eyes several times to make sure I was reading everything right, and it still said the same thing. I checked the website for some sort of spam or spyware trick that might be putting my name into the article, but nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary. I decided that I was so stressed and tired from not sleeping that I must have read it wrong or was just seeing things. I suddenly felt very tired and felt like I could sleep through the whole night for once, perhaps even longer. September 9th, 2010. I'm usually a nice guy about things like this, but this is getting way out of hand. Ever since I've been at this apartment, I haven't gotten any sleep because of some neighbors playing their damn music too loud. I swear if they do it again, I'm gonna shoot someone.